In today's video, I am going to show you how to add fringe to your rag rug even after you have completed the rug. Hi, I'm Kara with DIY on the House, and today I am going to show you 3 different ways that you can add fringe to your rug. And if you have your rug done already, no worries. I'm going to show you how you can add it after the fact. I can show you how you can make it a part of your warping, and I'm going to show you how you can add it to your warping even if you've already warped your rug. I have several videos on the channel on how to weave using scrap fabric. I have one on t-shirts, how I use t-shirts to weave the rug, how I used a plush blanket to make a super soft rug. I've used paracord to make a twine rug, but I really wanted one that had the fringe effect, and so today I'm going to show you how. If you want to have the fringe be a continuous part of the warp, there's a way that you can do that before you even start weaving. So what I have done here is I've taken the measurement between the nails and then I've added 7 inches. So take the distance here, add 7 inches, and then cut your strip of fabric that same length. So this one is my table runner size. So it is 28.5 inches. So add 7 inches to that. I have cut these 35.5 inches long. So then what you need to do is you need to take a ruler and a marking pencil and mark 3.5 inches from the end of your warp, and make a little line on the exterior side of each of these, just like a little 1/4 inch little hash mark, and you do that on both ends. So again, I have 3.5 inches and I've marked a little hash mark on each side, on the long side, and I've put a pin in there because I have 2 of my pieces here which will make the warp that you will be weaving through. So I've already have these on here so that you can see this is 2 pieces and I have made the mark. So now I'm going to move to the sewing machine, so now you can see what I'm going to do with those hash marks. So I have the little hash marks here. I fold the fabric together so those hash marks touch each other. Then I fold one side back out and the other side back out. So now you have your fabric folded in a pleat that has 4 different sides to it. Your hash marks are on the exterior, and I just sew back and forth across those marks just with a straight stitch. I leave, for simplicity, I leave the needle down and I take my other end and I fold it together with the marks touching each other. And the only reason you're doing that is so you can have the marks on the outside when you sew, so that you know where to do the stitching. So there's my line, and I just continuous feed. Now we'll move back to the loom and show you the next step. So now you have a pleat on each end of your warping fabric, and take some scissors that have a pretty good sharp point, and in the little belly of that pleat just put a little snip through both layers of the fabric. So here's the belly of the pleat, and I'm going to just put a little snip there. Now you take that hole, put it over one nail on one end, draw the other end down to the other nail, and now you have your warp. And this is maybe a little looser than it would be if I continuous, but I do find that it doesn't have to be super tight. So this is a really good method to be able to have your fringe be a continuous part of your warp, and you just have these little stitches here on the ends that will hold them over your nail. So then when you start weaving, same rules apply. You go between each of your warps just as you do on the other weaving, and you have built-in fringe. Another scenario would be is if you have all of your warping fabric prepared in a nice ball, continuously connected end to end, and then you decide, oops, I wanted to add fringe. You can still do that. So what you do is just pull off your individual warp, put a piece of approximately 7 inches. You can pick your length. I would say 7. Just make sure they're all pretty much the same length. Put it in, loop it into your warp, put the warp back down on the nail, and tie a knot nice and tight. And if you pull it nice and tight, I'm quite certain that we will be fine to have those not come off. So again, you just pull off one of the warp, put your strip of fabric in there that's roughly 7 to 8 inches long, place it back on the nail, and tie a knot. And this happened several times to where I had to just put it back on the nail. It slipped off. So it's a pretty simple process, and now you have fringe that is on the end of your rug. If you have your rug already completed and then you decide that you wish you had fringe put on the end, you can still add it, and really it is super fast and it looks super cool. So what I have done is I have cut 7-inch strips of leftover weaving fabric that I had from the project. So these are roughly 1.5 by 7 inches. And I have them just in random order. And you'll need a small-ish crochet hook. And in the end, let me pull this end here that I haven't done yet. In the end of your rug, this is the warping loop that it goes around the nail. So on your loom, this was the part that was going on the nail. That is where we're going to add your fringe. So here is a loop. I'm just going to put my crochet hook in there, pull in a piece of the fabric, and I didn't want to tie a knot so bad on this one. So what I have done, this is really similar to the way that you finish those fleece blankets. Cut one little snip here at the end of there, or near the end of the rug, and pull in your tail and pull it tight. Now on the piece that's in your hand, put another snip and draw the other piece through. And now you have your fringe. And I believe that this is pretty secure, but it's not exactly the look that I wanted. I like the more of a bunch look. So if you want to have it, 1, be a little bit more secure, and 2, have more of a look where it is segmented, I have taken a piece of coordinating crochet thread, and I've done this all the way across. So what I do is I wrap it around the fringe twice, slide it through the tunnel of where I put it into the rug, and pull. I go to the next fringe, I slide it in the tunnel just so that I'm hiding my thread, come up in that snip that we made, wrap it around twice, slide it through the tunnel, and continue into the tunnel of the next one. So you just continue all the way just to give it a really cool look. So let me do one more of these strips so that you can see how it works, because I really only have 2 left on this rug. So let me just finish that. So I put the crochet hook in, I draw up my fabric, match them end for end, put a little snip close to the rug, draw in the back side of your fringe. Oh, missed it. There we go. Draw in there. Pull that piece tight. The one that you just pulled, put another little snip and draw this in. And like I said, I think this would probably be pretty secure, but by adding the crochet thread around each one of these is just a little bit more of a insurance that it will be staying tight when you wash it, because remember, these rugs are fully washable. So I will continue and enjoy my rug with fringe on it. Well, I hope you were as excited as I was when I figured out how to be able to add the fringe even after I have woven my rug. If you ever have any questions while you're doing this, please comment below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you need help weaving the rug, check out our channel at all of the other videos we have and the really cool weaving projects. So as always, thank you for watching DIY on the House.